In this video, we're going to be taking a look at mean, median, mode, and range. First of all, we're going to take a look at some questions that we need to answer. Whenever you're finding mean, median, mode, and range, you're always finding it from a set of data. Okay, so first of all, what is data? You can write this down in your notes. Data is any type of collected information. For example, if I'm recording numbers for a certain event, or anything like that, data could even be 4, 2, 8, 9, 4, 10, 5. Now we're going to start going through these different terms. I'm going to give you what the definition is, also how to find it, and also a way to remember it. So you need to write all of this down in your notes. So mean, first of all, the mean is the average of the data that you've collected. Okay, in order to find the mean, you want to add all the data together and then divide by the number of data, or by the amount of numbers that you have. And then a way to remember this: my parents became mean when they found about my test average. You can see the word mean and average should hopefully signify that mean means it's the average. Okay, we're going to first take a look at finding the mean from that first set of data right at the top. That's 64, 59, 58, 58, 61. So the first thing you will need to do, I just want you to follow along with me on this. First thing that you need to do is to add all the numbers together. So I'm going to add them all together. So I have 64 plus 59 plus 58 plus 58 plus 61. Now, in order to add these together, you can definitely use a calculator. When I add all of these digits together, that does give me the number 300. Okay, now to find the mean, the first step is add all the numbers together, which we did. Now what you need to do is divide by the amount of numbers that you have. Not digits, but actual numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. Okay, so we take 300. You can use your calculator for this and just simply divide that by 5. I know 30 divided by 5 will give me 6. And we know we can just tack that 0 on the end for 60. So the mean, or the average for this set of data, would be 60. So I want you to do this next set with me. Okay, what you'll do first of all is I want you to write all the numbers out in your math journal, just like I have right here, and then I want you to add them together with me. And you can definitely use a calculator. So first of all, start by writing these numbers out, and then we'll add them together. Okay, now that you've written all of your numbers down, let's add them together. By the use of a calculator, you can punch all your numbers in, and I want you to do this 2 times, because just because you're using a calculator does not mean it's the correct answer. Sometimes you may make a careless mistake. Okay, however, you should have gotten 636 for the sum of the data. Okay, now we're going to take 636 and we're going to divide it by the amount of numbers we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to divide that by 8 for our next step. And you can put that right into your calculator. 636 divided by 8 is going to give us 79.5, or 79 and 5/10. We don't use remainders whenever we're finding the mean. 79 and 5/10. Okay, that is the average, or the mean, of the data. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the median. And I want you to write this down in your notes. The median is the middle number when the numbers are placed in order, or when the data is placed in order. To find the median, arrange the data in order from least to greatest. And whatever number falls in the middle, that is your median. A way to remember this: I want a small median. Okay, we can see that falls right in the middle, and large fry. So let's take a look at how we find median from a set of data. The first thing you will want to do and you can just follow along with me as I do this, is you want to list your numbers in order from least to greatest. It's hard to find the median if you do not do that. So I'm just going to simply write my numbers in order from least to greatest. As I'm writing them out, I'll just cross them off my list. Okay, so 58, 58. Cross that off. Then I have 59. Cross my 59 off. 61 is my next number. Cross that off, and then finally 64. Okay, now remember the median is the number that falls right in the middle. Okay, so I can see that since I have an odd number of data, that means I'll have a median that stands all by itself. So I can see if I can cross one out on the left and then I go to the right. Cross one out on the left and then I can go to the next digit that's on the very right there. Okay, I don't have any other numbers to cross out, so 59 would be my median. I can also see that on the left hand side I have two numbers on the left. On the right hand side I have two numbers, so this 59 falls right in the middle. So that is my median. So I want you to do the next problem with me. The first thing you will need to do is pause the video and write these digits out in order from least to greatest, and then we'll work on the median from here. Now I have my numbers listed in order from least to greatest. Now I can find the median. So what I will do is start off by trying to find the middle number. The easiest way to do this could be crossing out a number on the left and then going all the way to the right, crossing out a number. Then keep doing this exercise until you find a number that falls right in the middle. Cross out my 60, then cross out my 98. Cross out my 79, then cross out my 90. Now, we've come to an unusual thing here. Okay, we have two numbers that fall right in the middle. If I were to cross one of these numbers out, it would not have equal numbers on the left and the right. So whenever you find two numbers that fall right in the middle, what you simply do is you add both numbers together. You just find the average or the mean of these two numbers. You add both numbers together. The 90 and 80, that's going to give me 170. Okay, then what we will do is we will take this 170 and we'll just divide it by 2. Okay, so my 170 divided by 2 is going to give me 85. And the median for this set of numbers would be 85. Now we're going to take a look at finding the mode from a set of data. Now the mode is the number that occurs most often. To find the mode, what you want to do, once again, order the numbers from least to greatest, and the number that occurs most often is the mode. Pretty simple. We don't have to add, subtract, multiply, or anything with this. We just see the number that occurs most often. A way to remember the mode is that the MO in mode stands for most often. So let's find the mode from this next set of data. Okay, so working with the same set of data, what I did already is I ordered these numbers from least to greatest, and that it's not a thing that you always have to do like the mode, or I'm sorry, like the median. However, whenever you order numbers from least to greatest, you can see all the numbers that are occurring more than once, and it's very simple to do it that way. So if I take a look at this set of data, I can see easily that 58 would be my mode. Okay, so the mode would be 58 because that occurs most often. That's occurring more than any other number. Now let's say, for example, we had the number 64 occurring twice and 58 occurring twice. That would just mean we would have two modes, 58 and 64. Now let's say, for example, there's a lot of what ifs. What if we had 64 occurring 3 times, 58 occurring 2 times? Then my mode from this set of data would be 64. Okay, because even though 58 occurs twice, remember the mode is always the number that occurs most often. Now let's say, for example, we could erase our 64, and let's say we erase our 58. We had 58, 59, 61, 64. For this set of data, we would not have a mode, or some people would even say that all of the numbers would represent the mode. Okay, but just keep in mind, the mode is the number that occurs most often or more than any other number in the set of data. So I want you to write down the second group of numbers in order from least to greatest, then we will find the mode together. Now that we've ordered the numbers from least to greatest, we can easily find the mode. Remember, you don't have to add, subtract, multiply, divide, or anything. You just need to figure out the number that occurs most often. Okay, so we take a look at our data, and we can see that 90 is occurring twice. Okay, not any other number occurs more than one time, so 90 would be our mode. So remember, the mode is the number that occurs most often. And the way to remember that, the M and O in mode stands for most often. Now we're going to look at the final term, which is range. And the range is the difference between the largest and smallest numbers in the set of numbers or in your data. In order to find the range, what you do is you subtract the biggest and smallest numbers and find, and the answer will be the range, or the largest and greatest, the least and greatest number. Okay, subtract those two, and that is your range. How to remember this? On the range, the cowboy wanted to know the difference between his largest and smallest cow. So that's a way to remember the range. So let's take a look at finding the range from the data. So for my first set of data, what I did is just ordered the numbers from least to greatest. You have to do this. It's something that's very critical because you can easily tell the least and greatest number. Okay, so I have 58 and 64. So what I do is I need to find the difference between these two numbers. So what I do is simply subtract 64 minus 58, and that will equal 6. So the range from my data would be 6. Okay, I want you to write down the numbers from the second set of data. Okay, I want you to write them down and order them from least to greatest. So in order to find the range, you may have to pause the video to write these numbers down. So in order to find the range, what we're going to do is we're going to take the number that is the least amount and take a look at the greatest number. Okay, and what we do is we just subtract those two to find the range. So 99 minus 40. Okay, and we can use our calculator for this. We can subtract it paper pencil. Okay, so 99 minus 40 is going to give us 59 for the range. So we take a look at the greatest number and we subtract it from, the least number, subtract it from the greatest number. So that is how you find the range. So that is how you find the mean, median, mode, and range for a set of data. As you move on to your practice, you will definitely need your notes to refer back to how you do these certain steps. If you have any questions on this concept, please come and see me.